2. Hello, and welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I am here literally every single day of the year, every weekday, weekend, holiday, your birthday, my birthday. I am here. And other than 2 emergencies, I have been here every day for over 5 years. So I'm here to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. We have epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community because you have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello. Don't forget, you can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back at a higher speed, whatever works for you. So, hello. A quick note about today's overlay. This is what it feels like. However, I specifically wanted to use this today because you'll notice in both of these pictures, they're still standing. They're still standing. Yeah. Seriously. It looks scary. It's like, yeah, there's obviously been movement and shocks. And Dumpy was just recently saying something about the economy is going to boom. You mean kaboom? What? Anyway, yeah. So, still standing. And I've got the housewives. Oh, and a couple extra cards. They got mixed in. Okay. No, just got mixed in. Okay, no big deal. So, on today's episode, excuse me. On today's episode, we're going to have a little chat about where Dumpy got these tariff ideas from. I mean, I've seen video of him talking about tariffs in the 80s, but oh nay. There's a specific place. Rachel Maddow was just talking about where he got these modern day the tariff ideas. Yeah, wow. Okay, anyway. The numbers for increased election costs are starting to make themselves known. No, the numbers for increased electronics costs are starting to make themselves known. Wasn't that a Freudian slip? After everything we've seen and we've gone through? The numbers for increased electronic costs are starting to make themselves known. And Japan has delayed indefinitely the launch of the brand new Nintendo Switch 2 in the US because of tariffs. So, all right, MAGA boys. I know women play video games too. Yes, until very recently, I myself was I played video games, watched people play video games, but you know, this is kind of one of their things. Anyway, and funny this, the GOP is realizing they've given the executive branch too much power. I need some big eyelashes. I'm shocked. Some are starting to draft bills to claw back some of that power. Good luck. Anyway, all right. So at 5 minutes in, actually 4 minutes, 50 seconds in case you did not see Rachel Maddow, let's go back. Let's go way back. do you recall Peter Navarro? He went on MSNBC with, gosh, it's been a while. I can see his face. Ari Melber. And he went on and Peter Navarro just ran his mouth and was talking about the Green Bay sweep. Remember that? Green Bay sweep. And Ari Melber's like, you're just admitting to being a part of an insurrection. Oh, no. No. He did go to prison for a while. Obviously not long enough, but he went to prison for a while. Okay. Well, so here's the thing. So remember that. Put a pin in that. Okay. Idiot, says Rose Blue. Yes, then you do remember him. Okay. But he's in very good physical shape because he's a big yoga guy, apparently. It's like, oh. So taking care of his body and not the brain, huh? That's unfortunate. Anyway. So apparently when Trump was running for the presidency, he needed an economic advisor. And he told Jared Kushner, the human stock photo, to go find me an economic advisor. So, do you know what Mr. Amazing did? He went on Amazon and started looking at economics books that were selling well. Not reading the books, just looking around. Look at the cover. Maybe read the blurb. And he found this one book. It was very much against China. And yes, that is the story I am telling. Lois. So picture of Jared Kushner on Amazon. Look at the bestseller list. Reading some blurbs. Oh, that looks good. Okay. So then he cold calls the author of that book. It was Peter Navarro. And said, you want to be Trump's economic advisor? And Navarro said, sure. And that is how we got Peter Navarro. And that was Trump's economic advisor. And Peter Navarro, now the book he wrote, he was all for tariffs, big time, which of course Dumpy likes. And he was quoting this great economist. So Peter Navarro is quoting this great economist all throughout his book to prove how good these theories are. And he was quoting a man named Ron Vara. Okay? Ron Vara. And at one point there was even once Peter Navarro was in there was like an email that went out by Ron Vara saying how great Trump was and all this kind of stuff. Here's the kicker. There is no Ron Vara. Ron Vara is an anagram of Navarro. This guy wrote a book, and for his great economic source, to prove the greatness of his theories, he made up, out of whole cloth, he made up an economic expert and named him an anagram of his own last name. Okay, that is, okay. it's in the nonfiction section. There is a certain amount of fraud involved, which if Dumpy ever found out about this, I'm sure he would be delighted. So, yeah. The top economic expert that Peter Navarro has quoted to take Trump into all of this mess, Ron Vara. He doesn't exist. It's an anagram of Navarro. Per Rachel Maddow, the problem is Ron Vara doesn't exist. He never has, Maddow said. The economics expert that Peter Navarro has long cited to explain why he's so gung-ho on tariffs, this person, Ron Vara, is a made-up person. He's a fictional person. Peter Navarro invented Ron Vara as his expert source so he could quote this expert source over and over and over again in his crackpot books. About how great tariffs are. And J for Genius, President J for Genius, Donald J for Genius Trump ate it up with a spoon. So, Miss Gibson, can you post that again? That what you just posted? Could you post that again later so we can talk about it, please? Thank you. So yeah. And it isn't even. It is okay. You know, I'm going to put these back here to make certain that I'm in the right energy, because I don't want to read on Peter Navarro. I don't care about Peter Navarro. Seriously, I don't care. I don't even want to know his yoga routine. I really don't. He's awful. He is a traitor to our country. I don't like him at all. But that isn't the big issue here. The big issue is this coming out going to help end these tariffs, these ridiculous tariffs that are hurting people? And will this be egg on Trump's face? Page of Wands. That's pathetic. He isn't even with Kushner and Navarro and all of them. I often don't even get them as Knights of Wands because Trump is the King of Wands. They're pages. He doesn't think. He really doesn't think that much of them because, of course, he's a raging narcissist. This has the potential to do some damage to Dumpy's tenure, but this might have some staying power. 9 of Wands. Dumpy is feeling a little beaten up right now. Although since there are so many protests going on, he's actually gone to Florida to watch golf, to golf himself and to watch golf. But he's feeling beaten up, but he's still convinced he's right because he's a narcissist and he will bend his view of reality to become whatever he wants it to be. King of Cups. Actually, this feels like Cory Booker, which is a symbol of Democrats finally trying to come into their power. 7 of Cups, just pointing out that these are lies. Knight of Cups. So talking about the lies between the King and the Knight of Cups here, these are Democrats. So I think they're going to be able to make hay out of this, as the expression goes. Good. So, Julie Hoffman says he's burying his head in the sand, pun intended. Yep. All right. Yeah. Gosh, I just cut the deck and I had the devil and the world card. It's like, okay, yeah. Before we jump into this other stuff, I feel like we need to have another look and a brief discussion amongst all of us about prices, the economy, what I've been learning. Prices, the economy, and useful tips. There we go. So, Sarah, okay, in the afternoon we do creative sprints and people bring all different kinds of projects. They, can be business or organizing or cleaning or knitting or writing or anything. And Sarah posted in the group, because there's a Facebook group, that she's been talking to some other people who also do fiber arts, knitting, crocheting, that kind of thing. And there's going to be a real problem getting yarn and needlepoint floss. And you'd think, oh, because they can't get the base materials, they can't get the dye. There are even some there are craftspeople all over this country who have the hobby of spinning wool, and they're making yarn. But the problem is the dyes, because most of the modern dyes are toxic. We booted that kind of manufacturing out of our country a long time ago. So she's been joking for years that Sarah's been joking for years that she is, I'm probably going to mess this up, but she says she's sable, which is something about her like stash of craft materials. It's like stash acquired beyond life expectancy. So she has a lot. There we go. Hold on. It says my stash will last a couple of lifetimes. There we go. Well, thank you. It says I'm sitting here with my hand quilting now. There we go. There we go. So shoes. If Trump sticks to these tariffs, shoes are going to become a problem. We don't make many of our shoes here anymore. I work at home, and I'm actually going to, here's the thing, I don't knit or crochet. I can crochet to a point, but I can't knit, unfortunately. I've had all kind of people try to teach me. But I do sew. Hand sew. And so I am actually, my mother has a big stash. And so I'm going to talk to her about if I can maybe buy some of her materials off of her so I can start making myself new slippers for when I'm home. Grace Wood says, I could teach you I'm left-handed. Oh, and I would appreciate that, but everybody's tried. Nobody can figure out what I'm doing wrong. As I knit, I literally can have the yarn just hanging. I'm not adding any tension. There's not even the hint of tension. And in short order, it's so tight that I end up scraping paint off of the knitting needles. I've had experienced knitters sit there with me and go, wow. Why, thank you. I am a fantastic failure. I'm very good at it. But anyway, But no, I do, I've pointed this out before. This is my mending bag. I have it sitting right here with the cute kitties. You know me. Any chance to show off the cute kitties. And this is just one of those inexpensive plastic bags you can buy that'll fold down into a little pocket. But yeah, there's my sewing kit, and this is my mending I need to do. But I need to start making some slippers. Yes, exactly. And Corrado. Unfortunately, Joanne Fabrics is going out of business. But for those who sew and do arts and crafts, they have really low prices right now. Just a thought. Yes. The thing is, though, they're not splitting up. They're what's still in Joanne's warehouse. They're not splitting it into much smaller packaging and sending it to multiple stores. So apparently, if you go to your local Joanne fabric store now, you may find like a massive amount of like yarn in one color or something, what have you. So just be aware of that. Dempsey says, so you knit like Felon governs. Total failure? I got you. Okay, I have an itch right here. Ah. Right on the end of my nose. Okay. Be Grateful says another source of yarn, thrift store sweaters unraveled. I've done that. Yeah, I have done, oh my gosh, did I do my time in secondhand clothes? Years and years and years. And this kid's suggesting you could sew felt slippers. I can, whatever mom's got. I'm gonna ask mom. That might be my supply. Oh, Lewis, that's not nice. That's not nice. Maurice says, I don't know how much more of this I can stomach, especially when I see veterans like myself terrified that they are going to lose their benefits. Well, I understand. I understand the fear. There's a lot of fear going around, and that's why I wanted to use this today, but I also was concerned that some people might just be like, "Duh, I'm out." But it's still standing. And we will get through this. And we've been through different kinds of hard times. I mean, obviously not everybody here is my age or older, but the majority of the people who watch my channel, you've seen the hard times. And you're still here. And we made it through those hard times. So, and Ms. Gibson, let me know. Oh, you're very sweet. Now, I brought this up because Ms. Gibson was talking earlier in the chat that she went to get some coffee. Oh, this kid, you're very sweet. She went to get coffee, and it's normally $9.99, and it was $15. It's like, yep. I've been having protein coffee every day for breakfast for years and years and years, where I get protein powder, vegan protein powder, and I put it in. I put it in my coffee in the morning, and I've been drinking that flavored coffee. Flavored protein powder for a little variety, and I've been using Orgain protein powder for a while now. Normally a tub, like big tubs, and it's 20 servings, something like that. but it's 20 grams of protein per serving and lots of good stuff. And it tastes good. And it's 2 scoops. You put them in your coffee, dash of nut milk or whatever, and good to go. Those tubs are, for a long time, they've been about $28, something like that. But I wait for sales until it's down to like 23, or maybe even a little below, but around 23, a few times a year, at least a couple times a year it goes on sale. And I stock up as much as I can because I save quite a bit of money by, getting that all the way down. I just was looking this morning because I put in a grocery order this morning and bought some more supplements. And the new price for those tubs is not 28 or 30. It's 36. And their sale price is 30. It's like, oh, okay. I still bought a few. Ouch. But yeah. But I also made some whole wheat scones this morning because lots of baking from scratch these days. Save money. Anyway, Bryn says, I use instant. I know, such a connoisseur, but it's taster's choice. From everything I've ever heard anybody say, and in my own experience, taster's choice makes good instant coffee. They really do. They make good coffee. And instant coffee tends to have a longer shelf life. So don't tell my parents, but I actually, they drink decaf. I actually got some Taster's Choice decaf for them. I have it tucked away. If things get hard for them, I have a little coffee set aside. So. Ooh, Almasander, lucky to have snagged 10 tubs of Maxwell House last fall for $4. They were clearanced. Wow. Wow. Cindy Pool says, I got out my bread machine and dusted it off. Libby says, I like Orgain too. Okay. Oh, thank you, Pamela. Bibo says you can put coffee in the freezer too. Oh, I've got a big thing of tea in my freezer. Rose Blue says, write the brand companies. They will send coupons. There we go. Fanna says, we won't tell them. Your secret's good with us. Okay. All right. The GOP passed the evil budget last night in the Senate. Oh, yeah, but it's got to get through the House. And apparently it's currently DOA in the House. So I'm sure we'll be looking at that next week. All right. All right. And so, okay. All right. So everybody, so I wanted to share some ideas. I'm going to have a quick look at prices here. Oh, Lewis, thank you. Gifted 10 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Prices. Okay. Yeah, there are, what was it? Sarah ran across something. What was it? She ran across someone who was saying that the filters you put in your furnace, that most of those are made overseas, so you might want to stock up. But I've heard this is like second or third hand, so might want to check it out. But just something to think of, because I keep running across things where it's like, oh, I hadn't thought of that. Oh, I hadn't thought of that either. Oh, so yeah. All right. Well, we are mending and making do. So, I mean, it's not a pandemic. Yay. Okay. All right, Sherry. Well, I'll look into it. We can talk about it tomorrow. Thank you. We can talk about it tomorrow. So, Pamela says I stocked up on vanilla. Oh, I bought some extra vanilla this morning too. So, Nine of Pentacles. It's sitting pretty. Well, some people are. Three of Swords. Ouch. Six of Swords. Oh, the far right victory. Three of Cups. King of Wands. Oh, this is definitely going to push people to vote for Democrats. Definitely. I have something to say here, which is what it feels like. And I'm just going to say this. You don't have to agree with me. And I don't know. But this is what it feels like. We will be massively successful, but and I know you don't want to hear this. I know I know people are going to come for me, but what it feels like is as long as we don't go too far. And I'm not saying we need completely centrist people. I'm not saying they have to be rich white men. I'm just saying, I'm just getting a warning with this, that we just need to make it clear the benefit for voters, the improvement in their lives, and not push the social issues as much. I'm not saying that's true. I'm not saying that's what I would necessarily do. This is just what I'm getting. I'm just getting a warning feeling with this card. This is a feeling like Democrats could run things for decades. I mean, this is like huge, but it's like, this is a real opportunity, but we have to be very careful how we present the stuff, and we don't echo chamber on our side, if that makes any sense. So, sales. I mean, I know a lot of people are in some, or have been in some version of sales, and you have to, we have to sell. We still have to sell the Democratic Party, this Democratic vote, what good happens when Democrats get into power, and not let not let ourselves be pulled into constant discussions about things that don't affect that many people. Does that make sense? But heck yeah, we still believe in equality. Heck yeah, always. I'm going to stop there, but I hope you understand what I mean. Yes, Bern, exactly. Yes, us communist socialists. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Really? Yeah, I know some of them would call me out. I know there are people out there who would call me all kinds of names, and have. Cindy put it better than I could. Must stress the basics. Yes. Yep. Okay. All right. Oh, you're very St. Louis. Who did? Give me their names. No, they were blocked. Bye-bye. Okay. Now, something that's going to make the MAGA boys, children, bros mad. They're gamers who are highly anticipating the pre-sale of the new Nintendo Switch 2, and now they'll have to wait even longer. The company pulled U.S. pre-sales while it determines the new costs associated with the Trump tariffs. Yeah. Nintendo Switch 2 pre-sales have been canceled indefinitely. And there were people very excited about this. And that's not all, but wait, there's more. iPhones, to have them built in the US, the costs could go up, say, 40%. I've heard more than that. iPhones could go up to $2,300. And I've heard as much as $3,000. Electronics overall, there's like a list of not only is Apple just being hammered in the market right now, but there are all kinds of electronic. NASDAQ got hit really, really hard these past few days. Really hard. Like the NASDAQ, from what I saw, the NASDAQ was hit harder than the other indexes. And the electronics we've come to rely on, the prices for all kinds, not just Apple products, laptops, pads, you name it, up 30-40% or more. Yeah. So for those of you who watch Color Organization, you know that in the when I do the business, words. Okay, when words are not working, grab show and tell. The binders for the business binders, the budgets, the business budget binders. Beautiful. Those who know, who watch, know that my business, I need to set aside a certain amount of money every month to keep the business running. And there's really only one savings fund I have, and it's for electronics because everything's based on electronics. So, and yes, the whole thing about Color Organization is it actually started as a way to organize business, admin, production, marketing. So you can run your business and not lose stuff and be able to wrap your head around it. Anyway, but that's for another day. That's for a different channel on another day. But the only savings fund I have in here is for electronics, and it's not that much. Yes, Rob, exactly. Beautiful big business budget binders. Say that 3 times fast. Beautiful big business budget binders. Beautiful big business budget binders. Beautiful big business budget binders. Close. Yeah, a day late and a dollar short. Holding on to what you've got, taking care of it, cleaning things more, mending things more. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. 9 of Cups. Oh, those were the days. Christmas here. There was Were we ever so young? Chariot, death. Okay, so yeah, things have changed a little. Nine of Swords, ouch, worry. And there's the Sun. Please tell me this Sun card is a happy card. So often with this Trump stuff, it's not a happy card. Every card has a positive and a negative sign, the same way every astrological sign and planet has a positive and negative side. Prices for electronics in the US. Maybe says it's a happy card. Well, it's supposed to be, but it's not always. Yeah, there's, guess where we circle back to? See, one of the problems with what Dumpy's been doing is that you can't build a factory in 2 months. It can take years to reshore factories. And shall I bring you a little sword of truth? Are you going to have enough people to work in the factories? Especially if you're not going to pay them particularly well. So, deporting all these people, not good. Oh boy. So, yeah, okay. Let's move on to at 4220. The argument that Congress has given up too much of its power to the executive branch, you think, over the last few decades is growing in the Capitol. I agree, Pamela. This card's ouch. Yeah. There are bipartisan bills being drafted that would start to claw back some power from the executive, starting with tariffs. As in, the president could not unilaterally decide on tariffs. Now, are you really going to be able to get that past Speaker Mikey the Heretic? Really? When's the last time he stood up to Trump? I'll wait. Congressional branch, legislative branch, actually. You're gonna pull some power back from the executive branch? This says Nebraska could be bankrupt in 3 months. It's been so long. I mean, every day is so packed that it feels like this has been going on for years. And so part of me is like, oh gosh, I heard that, but that can't be out because I heard that like 6 months or a year ago. It's like, no, actually, I heard that like a month, maybe 2 ago. Not even. Oh, man. Julie Hoffman says that Speaker Mikey, he hates everything. He just sent Congress home for 4 days because some Republicans weren't falling in line. Yep. Okay. You have the power of the purse. Use it. there's the cult, but there is a new push, a rise of democratic power and the people behind it. So there could be some, but any power taken away from the executive will be seen as more power for Democrats by some of these brain donors. So, nah. All right. Okay, Chemical Squirrel brought up something important, and at 45:45, and we get a guest star today of KKKaroline or KKKaroline. She makes an appearance today in the questions. U.S. District Judge Paula Xinis, forgive me if I mispronounced that, ruled Friday that Kilmar Abrego Garcia's deportation was illegal and unconstitutional, and he needed to be brought back immediately from the nightmare prison in El Salvador. And on Friday afternoon, KKKaroline scoffed at the order. Quote, "We suggest the judge contact the president, is it Bukele? Because we are unaware of the judge having jurisdiction or authority over the country of El Salvador," unquote. If this stands, all they have to do is send people out of the country. And they're gone. Just gone. That's terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. Wow. Okay. This poor man. Everybody that was sent down there. Poor people. But this poor man, he was here. Oh, we made a mistake. Oopsies. Oh, you don't have jurisdiction to make us do anything to bring him back. Yeah, they do. The hatred roiling in Trump's guts is beyond vile. Strength. I think, for what it's worth, it feels like he knows people are trying to help him. I don't know. I doubt he's getting many messages. I doubt he's getting much information, but it feels like he is strengthened by the support. So if you have any prayers for him and anybody else sent to that nightmare place, please send them along. This is normally the person in the boat, the people in the boat with the swords being sent away. Sneepo says, why just him? There are 250 men who were sold. Because he specifically had gotten asylum, and there was specific in his paperwork that he not be sent back. A judge decided it was in the paperwork. You do not send this person back. And they did it anyway. Very rickety. Their arguments are very rickety. Four of Swords. Oh, there's KKKaroline. She doesn't care. Nine of Cups, Three of Swords. There are people who will continue fighting to free this man. I don't like this Three of Swords. I mean, if Dumpy's government, didn't they just give El Salvador $6 million to take these people? And so it doesn't sound like they're going to do much to pressure El Salvador to return this guy. Or anyone there who shouldn't be. St. Paul says, yes, they sold them. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's why I read your comment out loud, because I agree with you on that one. Pamela says, and the taxpayers are paying for them to be held. Yep. Yeah, I don't. So frustrating. But do pray for those people, please. Okay. Tammy had a good question I don't know how well I'll be able to answer it, but I will try at 51:45. Tammy was asking, what is Trump's endgame with the American people? How far down does he want to drag our citizens? I deleted the overlay I had yesterday. But the little crayon drawings, it told the story. Where he's above everybody else in his big gold crown, the gaudy plane with money all around him. And then everybody else is smaller beneath him. On the one side, it's the globe, and everybody hard eyes and with tears in their eyes, sir. And then on this side, or that was over here, and then over here, you had the same kind of little smiley, or the same. They're not smiley, but those same simple faces over here, where he was persecuting Black Cloud, lightning, all of that, and funny. All of their faces were brown and black, and yeah, funny that. And he's in a bubble. He's in his own mental bubble. And he's surrounded by sycophants. So normally he won't stick to anything. Normally, he backtracks and backtracks. Him backtracking now will not be good. Actually, it will do at least as much harm as what he just did. But Knight of Pentacles, just mow down the economy so that the ultra-rich can come in and buy stuff up. Absolute corruption. Democratic families, we have to make choices. It's the haves and the have-nots. They're choosing a little bit of this, I'll take some of that, as everybody else is trying to make ends meet. His goal is to make himself, and it is always about himself. Always. The narcissism. It is always about himself. He wants to feel special and big. And that means, yes, he's Daddy Warbucks and everybody else is in the orphanage. But he's not the nice Daddy Warbucks. He's the mean Daddy Warbucks. That's what he wants. Okie dokie. But true. Be grateful, keep calm, and carry on. Yes. Stars and stripes and steady. Okie dokie. So I don't know that I necessarily. I'll do a card for us. Yes, Mark. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. 5540. Card for us. Cards for us. Just do 3 today. Feels like a 3-day. Oh, by the way, just to follow up on what I just said, why he should not at 5620. Okay, the reason Trump should not go back on these tariffs is because I think it was Eric, of course it was Eric, who put out some kind of post where he said any of these countries that are not going to fight against the tariffs are going to put in mean stuff against us, you're not going to negotiate well with my father. And it's like, hang on, this is a negotiating tactic? So it's not serious? He could just reverse it? Because that internationally puts things in a very different light. Because one of the things is the goals is supposed to be to reshore manufacturers. But nobody is going to even begin that process if tariffs could disappear tomorrow. Why should they make that huge investment? So if Dumpy backtracks on this, then not only do other countries find other places to trade, and we are still isolated, but there won't be investment to rebuild our infrastructure. Because the back and forth, brutal. Nobody knows what to do. Nobody can invest. Nobody knows where to put their money. Taking a backtrack. So I just felt like I needed to. At least let the penguins go. They haven't hurt anyone. Don't take their fishies. Won't you care about the penguin? Big money. He likes the attention. Everybody's talking about him. We were doing better under Biden. We really were. And then the thief comes along and takes all that greatness that we had going and just smashes that plate. 3 of Cups. So we pull, Democrats, we pull together, mend and make do. One way or the other, I'll start putting the link to my sewing box in the description. So you too can do mending. Yeah, this is hard. I saw a t-shirt someone made. It was a penguin with one flipper up, and it was the I in the word resist. He's golfing. And of course, he's he does ask people around him what they think, but he loves the chaos. He is a complete, unrepentant brat and refusing to listen to decency. I don't trust him at all. I don't trust him to stick to this. I don't trust him to not find some way to make it worse. But we are going to get through this. We really are. We really are. I know this is hard. I know this is hard. I was going to do 3 cards for us. Apparently I'm doing 5. Yes, Mark. Nero is golfing. Yes. And there was who up here was talking about Nero as well. Bratu says, so instead of playing the fiddle while Rome burns, he's golfing while destroying the country. Well, he's trying. Chaos. Card for the reading. It's chaotic. Where's the, do I have the graphic here? Is this April? Yes, I do. Hang on, I've got to make myself look big. No, I need to make the screen big because what I look at is very small. Mercury directed, full moon, Venus enters Aries. No, I think it's in May. I don't think I've got May here anymore. I'll have to go get May. But I want to say Uranus is going into Gemini in May. Something like that. So there could be some other kinds of chaotic energy. So keep yourself calm as you can. Save your nerves. Yeah. And there are huge protests today going on. Thank you. Everybody who protests, thank you. Sun card, Emperor. Yeah, that's not good. 3 of Pentacles. The plan, the corruption. Queen of Pentacles here. Yeah, we're standing up against this. And sometimes standing up is sitting down. I know that doesn't make sense, but that's what came to my head. Sometimes standing up is growing some vegetables. Sometimes it's doing your mending. Sometimes it's making some food from inexpensive ingredients, or less expensive ingredients than you would have in the past. There was do you remember, I will leave you with this thought. Back in the 70s, do you remember there was that huge push for crafting macrame? Do you remember macrame? And it wasn't just people bought macrame, it's that they learned to make it. And there were all these different hobbies and crafts that people did, making ashtrays. So at every house you went into, there was somewhere in the house, there was this massive ashtray. There was one massive ashtray. But it would be the macrame, it would be knitting vests, or crocheting vests, it would be all of that kind of stuff. And some of that came from the fact that economically it was not a great decade. And Lewis says it was ugly. You sir, you hang out. You don't move. Don't hang on. Don't. I don't have it. It's down in the basement. Gosh darn it. Okay, so I will bring it tomorrow. I will prove to you how amazing. So I didn't, but this is something my mom made from. Then this was adorable. My mom made this for me, and then she just kept feeding me. And I mean, geez, how am I supposed to wear it now? No, but she made this amazing very 70s-tastic. It was a vest with a giant Hildegard in the center, which is what I call ladybugs because of this children's book that I loved when I was very young. But it's amazing. It's like road cone orange, this great big ladybug. I think a yellow one in the middle. But I will bring it tomorrow. I'll do show and tell tomorrow. This is, I can't stop laughing. That's adorable. I love it. I love it. My mom made this for me. So anyway, all right, I will. But this is adorable too. So but I did have this up here. I thought I had the vest with it, but I don't. So I'll have to bring it. All right. It used to have a matching the vest with a matching skirt too, but that disappeared in the ether. Julie says, get yourself a teddy bear with a sweater on it. You can display it that way. Aw. But anyway, so have a good day. And no, seriously, we're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this, all right? And just keep it there today. I'm gonna wear the sweater. It's the only way I can wear it. There we go. My mom made this for me. I'll never let it go. All right. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And please remember you're not alone. We're in this together. There are good days ahead. It's 1:23 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel as always. Sarah will be there. And other than that, I will see you right back here tomorrow. So thank you. And I wish I could give you some of this energy. All right. Hang in there, and I'll see you later.